I have no water, no food left. I've been out here for a week and a half. What is that? What is that? What is that? Oh, it's a cougar, like Cougar BBQ. It must be like baby cougar. I'm gonna go pet it. I'm going up to go pet the cougar now. Oh, oh. Oh no, no! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God. Dr. Ploidy, whenever you're ready.
Okay, let's get this over with.
My name is Dr. Polly Ploidy, and I am a biologist specifying in speciation and the origins of species. I was asked to evaluate the found footage of world-renowned survivalist Cougar BBQ with my advanced scientific methods to further investigate his death.
I've come to conclude over the past 9 years that this guy's really stupid. The only reason he got himself killed is because he didn't thoroughly understand the basic information in animal speciation. If he knew this prior to going into the forest, he would have survived. Now I'm going to show you a collection of mistakes that he made in his last episode of Cougar BBQ versus the Wild.
I'm Cougar BBQ, and this is me in the wild. Testing, testing. I'm Cougar BBQ, and I'll be out here in the Eldridge Forest for a week and a half. All I got is this junkie of water, and I'll be here surviving. I just came across something. I was out here in the wild, and when the moss goes on the right side of the tree, you know it's something. I found the Latopsis lahorsis. I just ate the bug. It tasted kind of funny, but at least it didn't alter my appearance.
Okay, so here's what happened here. Little did he know that the bug was in fact a Liptosis fluffhorsis, the Liptosis lahorsis' closely related poisonous cousin.
Wait, so they look the same, but they're actually different species?
Yeah, they look identical, but the biological and ecological concept says that they're not the same.
Why aren't they the same species?
Well, the biological species concept says that they can only be species if they get to each other, mate, and have fertile young. But these beetles won't mate with each other. Also, the ecological concept says that species are determined by heritage and adaptations. And the fluffhorus adapted to becoming poisonous. All right, let's keep watching.
So, the bug kind of left a scar on me, so I've been eating birds. I just ate my last bird, right? And I think there's nothing more in the area. Did you hear something? Did you? What is that? I'm being swarmed by bugs! They're vicious!
This guy just doesn't learn, does he? If only he knew about the concept of adaptive radiation. Adaptive radiation is when multiple species are created at once from a common ancestor.
One way this happens is when a catastrophic event wipes out all the competition. In this case, this is our catastrophe that pigged out on all the birds, causing the bugs, or the prey of the birds, to have no more predators and suddenly flourish. Now Mr. Barbecue initiated adaptive radiation in this environment, and eventually the bugs will evolve to become multiple different species. This mountain man causes so much potential damage with his inexperience. He almost poisoned himself. He wiped out an entire species of birds. We even caught him littering on camera. He should know that littering is terrible for the environment. It pollutes the land, pollutes the water, kills animals. It even causes global warming. The Earth has already seen 5 mass extinctions in its lifetime, where major catastrophic events killed off almost all of the life on Earth. And because of him, we might see another one. At this point, you're probably thinking that he couldn't get any worse, but I'm afraid he does.
I came across these 2 plants. I think they'll be perfect for my garden. I'm running out of food. I'm going to breed them together. Breed! Breed, you plants! Breed!
I don't know where to even start with this one. These plants are not breeding the way that Cougar wants them to, because sympatric speciation is something that exists among them. This is when plants are reproductively isolated even though they live in the same habitat. For many plants, this is simply because they can't get to each other, because, well, they're plants. These specific plants that Cougar has, though, couldn't breed even if they could get to each other, because they're 2 different species with 2 different numbers of chromosomes. The only way it could work is through what's called allopolyploidy. And yes, I know that's my name, very funny. This would cause non-disjunction with the chromosomes of one of these plants, so that both of the plants would be able to match in the number of chromosomes. Then cell division would go smoothly and the offspring could have a chance of surviving and functioning. Now you already saw this part where Barbecue sees a cougar and tries to pet it. He says he has a cat at home that loves to be pet, so the cougar in the wild would want to be pet too. But he doesn't realize that they're 2 different species, and this misunderstanding ended his life. So not only did he not know about sympatric speciation, but he didn't know about allopatric speciation either. Allopatric speciation is when species become reproductively isolated because of either prezygotic isolation, before they mate, or postzygotic isolation, which happens to their offspring. In prezygotic isolation, they cannot produce because of geographic isolation in the areas of their habitat which are ecologically different. This is why Barbecue's cat and the cougar are a different species, because the cat lives indoors and the cougar lives in the forest, so they can never get to each other. Also, mechanical isolation says that the size does not match to mate. The cougar is much larger, weighing in at 200 pounds. Now, Barbecue's cat might be overweight, but it's not nearly that big. Another isolation has to do with behavior, when the 2 species do not recognize their sexual behavior. This is shown here because the house cat just doesn't recognize the cougar's sick dance moves. Temporal isolation explains that breeding seasons do not align. The cougar's breeding season is usually during the winter, and the house cat's is from March to September. Not to mention he's neutered. But if somehow they were to have offspring, they would still experience postzygotic isolation, where either the embryo doesn't have a chance of surviving, or if it were to live, it would be sterile or simply not appealing to mate because they look so different. Well, I think it's pretty plain to see. Don't be like Cougar Barbecue. If you want to go spend 2 weeks in the forest with nothing but a water bottle and your bare hands, do your research. If you want to do anything risky, do your research. It could cost you your life.
I just came across something. I was out here in the wild, and when the frost.
The Earth has already seen 5 mass extinctions. Oh my god. The Earth has already seen 5 catastrophic mass extinctions. Oh my god.